Hey, it's me again. You got me today. So one of the things, why do I always say that? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, the CNC machine, I'm actually making some progress on it. One of the things in my earlier videos was the limit switches, and I had a lot of problems with them, as I said in the previous sort of thing. One of the big problems I had was actually connections. As you know, I made the little tiny circuits, individual circuits, and I said I'd make a PCB, and that is much better, a lot easier to solder, and and it works well. So, as you can see, this is the circuit board that I've got. So it has X, Y, Z, and probe. So you can see there. So you basically got the connectors in there. You've got on here you've got each one has an octocoupler, a LED, two capacitors if you need it. I didn't actually end up using them. A resistor there and a resistor there, and that goes into the actual connector to the actual CNC machine. And they're isolated circuits, so each one is individualized, so they're self-powering and they don't require any additional output. So it's actually using the power from the 5 volt, and it basically does the sensor. Now there was some modifications which I will give you a schematic or a Gerber file or Gerber zip file in the chat, in the notes, on if you want to use this scenario, because I don't believe in people having to pay for stuff. So this is the finished article. What I used to use these connectors as you sort of, which go directly into this connection here, but what I found is it was very unstable, and every time I just moved it, whatever, it just kept coming out, or it just wouldn't connect properly and drive me nuts. So so what I did is I actually replaced them with cheap and simple connectors, and they're actually quite effective. They're very solid, and as you can see, each one, what I did is put a bit of glue gun on each connector, so I knew, so I didn't have to worry about which wires. I knew which one go. And as you can see, blue, green, and different colors, including the probe. I haven't got the probe set up, that's why the light's not going on. But one thing to note also with these connectors, it actually goes from the top, it actually goes power, ground, and signal. Now on your normal connections, it's the opposite way. So it goes signal, ground, and power. So you just watch that. You may have to invert the connections if you have, and if you don't want to adopt this and you want to use another sort of means. So that's just something to be wary of. So yeah, as you can see, if I press the button or at any of the limit switches, obviously it will go, a corresponding light will go out, and that will trip the unit to let them know that the probe is working. Okay, so like and follow, let me know what you think. As you can see, I've cleaned up a little bit, and yeah, it's getting there. Cool.